Hi everyone! If you decided to watch this video clip, I believe you are one of those teachers who wants to teach abroad but doesn't know where to start and which certificate to take. And yeah, with so many choices available on the internet, the choice could be hard and daunting. Starting from TEFL, TESOL, CELTA, Trinity TESOL, Delta. If you are new to the field, these acronyms completely are meaningless. So I made this video clip to help you understand the differences between these courses and hopefully pick one that is best for you. We'll have a look at TESOL, TEFL and CELTA. Also, we'll have a look at some real certificates that are issued when you complete the course, and finally, I hope we will draw some conclusions. So let's get started with the TEFL. Usually people confuse TEFL with a school or a company or a training school. Well, in fact, TEFL is an industry which stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And if you want to become a teacher as a foreign language, if you want to teach abroad in a country where English is not spoken as a first language, for example in China or Taiwan or Japan, then this is a certificate for you. When it comes to our school, there are many options on the internet, as you've probably seen already. The TEFL courses come in all shapes and sizes because they are not regulated by one body. The school that is accredited can start a training course. There are many courses that are completely online, where you do a component like homework and then you send them over and then it's assessed, and for the duration of the course actually you don't have to step in the real classroom. So it's a theoretical course upon which you are given a certification. There are also blinded courses where you do part of the work at home from the comfort of your living room, and then there are some parts of the course where you actually need to teach, and this teaching is observed, which is certainly very good. Now the major advantage of this course is the price. You can check up on the internet and cross-compare between TEFL, CELTA and TESOL. You will see that TEFL certificates are usually the cheapest. When it comes to actual certificate that is issued at the end of the course, you'll see right away that there's just two certificates that I get from some of the teachers who applied for a job at our school. You'll see right off the bat that they come in all shapes and sizes. This is a TEFL certificate issued a year ago. It says the Teaching English as a Foreign Language to Children Teacher Development Program certifies that. There's a name here and also some additional information. So as you can see, there's no signature or stamp, and there's no even a certificate number. If your employers ask you to verify the certificate, probably you'll be hard pressed to do that. You might as well create this certificate yourself if you're good with PowerPoint, good with Photoshop. So as you can see from another certificate, it looks completely different, even though it's the same TEFL certificate. It comes from a different school, has the company name, your name. Some certificates also assign you a grade. It could be above the average or to the standard, below the standard. I don't know. So it's completely down to them. They decide the layout, people who will sign that. Curriculum is up for grabs. The layout of the certificate is different. Although there are some signatures here, there's a stamp, but again the number of the certificate is missing, and there's no way you can verify that to your employer if they ask you to. TEFL certificate comes at a really low price, but it comes with a cost. Basically, if you apply for online TEFL certificate, you cannot expect to be fully prepared for the job. When I interviewed many teachers throughout my 2 years as a hiring manager here in Shanghai, many of them confessed that TEFL certificate did not prepare them for the job at hand. It teaches you some basic games, it teaches you some classic tools, but all of them be really hard to implement in a real school environment. So if you're a beginner teacher and you have a limited budget and you decide to take a TEFL course, do not expect that you will be fully prepared by the time you complete the course. You will have certificate, yes, you will be certified, yes, you will be able to apply for the job, yes, but when it comes to real teaching, you will have to embark on a major teacher training, probably independent teacher training. Well, it gets you certified, but it doesn't prepare you for the real teaching. Many teachers who come to our school who got the certificate and probably 1 or 2 years of experience, well, they still need a lot of training to catch up with. If you're not actually interested in teaching, you just want to travel for a year or so, you know that teaching probably will not be your career, or you're not sure whether you will like it or not, so probably this course is for you. You don't want to be too invested, but at the same time you want to be qualified, so this is probably the best pick for you. Now let's move forward and talk about TESOL. As opposed to TEFL, TESOL stands for Teaching English as a Second or Other Languages. So what does it mean? It means that if, for example, you are planning to teach in your home country and you come from an English-speaking country, you will be teaching in an environment where English is spoken as a first language, and immigrants, for example, will be using it not as a foreign language, but as a second language outside their probably household. So that's why teaching English as a second or other languages. So in a sense, TESOL is a wider term for teaching English, whereas TEFL only enables you to teach English as a foreign language somewhere abroad. TESOL enables you to teach English, well, practically anywhere in your home country if you come from an English-speaking country, or abroad in countries where English is not spoken as a first language. If, for example, you want to teach English in your home country, for example in Canada, you want to teach English to immigrants who will be using English as a second language, not as a foreign language, that certificate will get you a better chance of landing a job. But if you plan to go abroad, that most of the schools in their job advertisements, they write, we want to hire teachers with TEFL/TESOL certificates. Most of the time they're treated the same when it comes to job search. But in reality, oftentimes TESOL certificates require teaching practice or observed teaching practice, what it means that you do some coursework online, and then you are required to come to the classroom and actually teach the class, and then to the real students, and then you get some feedback from, well, hopefully experienced teacher, and that will probably gear you up for real experience, and you'll be more prepared to confront the real students when it comes to it. There are also many choices available on the internet when it comes to getting TESOL, and TESOL programs are usually a bit more expensive than TEFL courses. They usually require some in-class or face-to-face teaching, some observed teaching, and that comes at a higher price. I noticed that most of the time TESOL certificates, TESOL acronym is used in North America, in the United States, in Canada. It's rarely used in UK. It's often used in Australia as well. So let's have a look at some certificates, and probably we'll notice some differences from the TEFL. Much like TEFL, TESOL is not regulated by one company or school, therefore certificates, the layout certificates could be really different. So usually it involves your name. It states the name of the company, in this case Australian Training Academy. There's a seal of the school, there's a signature of the authorized body. Another certificate has basically the same features, it has a seal. Some of them has the contact details, which are certainly very helpful if the school asks you to verify the certificate, so they can call the organization up and probably ask them to verify the validity. So there are also some advanced courses which will probably prepare you better for the real classroom, because they tend to take more time and they're a bit more expensive. Some of them are internationally accredited by the government of Canada, for example. So if you see that on the certificate, you can probably be more assured that the syllabus and the curriculum of the course are to the standard and none of the parts will be left out. Some of the certificates have the numbers, for example, ITTT certificates, I find very useful because you can easily access their website, and then as an employer, potential employer, they can check whether your certificate is true or not. So that's certainly very helpful, and again speaks for a high quality of the school that provides the certificate. I noticed that well, recently many certificates enables you to teach English as a foreign or as a second language. As I told you before, the TESOL and TEFL certificates are often interchangeable, and they go as far as to put it on the certificate itself. So this certificate tells you that you can teach English as a second language or as a foreign language. It has some signatures, address, seal, so it looks professional as opposed to some, well, other certificates. Okay, so this is TESOL. It is probably a better option for teachers who got some experience, you taught somewhere, probably did some tutoring, and you understood that this is something you'd like to do in the future, but you've been flying by the seat of your pants, and well, you don't have some methodology. So the TESOL certificate, a blended probably certificate where you do part of the course at home and part of the course in the center, will be very helpful to you. They're usually a bit more expensive. You can search online and choose the option that is best for you. Now, let's move on and talk about our final candidate, CELTA. Well, CELTA in itself is a brand, and not confused with TEFL and TESOL, where we established that these are industries. So CELTA is a brand, and it's an acronym that stands for Certificate of English Language Teaching to Adults. It comes from Cambridge University. As compared to TESOL and TEFL, this course is regulated and run by Cambridge University. It was established in 1966 as the training program for teachers of English in International House in Europe. I don't know which country was that. And then about 30 years later, International House made it women with language assessment, the Cambridge language assessment, and a CELTA certificate, a CELTA training course appeared. CELTA by far is the most advanced course in comparison to TEFL and TESOL. Most of the time, CELTA takes a shape of a full-time course which spans from 4 to 5 weeks. It involves about 6 hours of observed teaching, so if you are on the course, then you've been observed, and about 4 written assignments. Take a CELTA course, you become a student of University of Cambridge at its authorized center. At the present, there are more than 300 centers around the world, in Asia, in Europe, in US, in England, in South America, well, basically everywhere. You can find the detailed description of the courses where you can take the course on the Cambridge website. The link will be in the description. These are, if you look at the certificates that are issued by completing the CELTA course, you will see right away the similarities. Actually, they are almost identical, with the difference, the name certainly is different, and the pass. If you did some research, you could have seen right away that the major disadvantage of the CELTA is its price. I believe the course cost varies from $2,000 all the way to, well, probably $4,000, well, more or less in this ballpark. Now, the biggest advantage of this course is that it actually prepares you for a job. It's a nice blend of theory and practice. Usually CELTA course is taken over the period of 4 weeks, and it's a full-time course. I'll just repeat it one more time. It's a full-time course that is taking place over 4 weeks. So you will have to stop whatever you're doing and just devote yourself fully to the course. And actually they make you aware of the fact that you won't be able to do anything else during the duration of the course. So you better free yourself up of any other obligation and concentrate on the course, because it's very intense. Whenever you take the course, you can be rest assured that the syllabus will be the same, or almost the same, 95%, as anywhere in the world in any other centers. All CELTA training centers are accredited and externally assessed by Cambridge University. Probably if you really feel that teaching is your passion and you want to devote yourself, probably CELTA is for you. Or like myself, if you have taught for a couple of years and you got your initial certificate, initial degree in probably in teaching English to speakers of other languages, and you want a world recognized certificate, probably CELTA you should go for. CELTA will probably be the most beneficial to teachers who take it seriously and teachers who have done some teaching probably before, because some of the terminology and the pace of the course itself could take a toll on your time, and some of the things that are taught on the course will be hard for you to relate to because you haven't had previous experience. I don't want to say that it's not suitable for completely inexperienced teachers, but well, some experience will be helpful. Okay, so I'd like to finish up and draw some conclusions. Whatever course you decide to take, make sure that it will meet international requirements. What do I mean by that? When you apply for the job, in certain countries there are certain restrictions that are imposed on the recruitment of foreign teachers. In China, for example, it can be really hard to be hired if you completed a TEFL or TESOL course with less than 100 hours. So when you're shopping for the training course, make sure that you'll have no less than 120 hours and about 6 hours of observed teaching, like for example in some TESOL or CELTA certificates. Also, one of the important components of the course is, well, the name, but also the trainers. You want to do some research on the course, probably talk to some people who've completed the course before to get a rundown of the trainers, because at the end of the day, these are the people who you will be learning from. And these are the people who will matter the most at the end of the day. If they are experienced teachers, will probably Delta or MA and TESOL or other, well, probably more than 5 years or 10 years of experience, so you'll probably benefit the most. Regardless of the course, you will get some nice ideas, nice experiences and nice stories for them. Make sure that the school and the curriculum of the school have been accredited by an external, independent, reliable body. That's also very important. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Feel free to give me some feedback, or if you have any questions about either of the course, you can leave them under the video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.